the first 19 games of the regular season.
And because of that wrist, he's not shot the same sort of percentages this year as he did last.
The first 19 games of the regular season.
And because of that wrist, he's not shot the same sort of percentages this year as he did last. Still under 30% from three, but he shot the ball extraordinarily well against Oklahoma City the last time these two teams played, where San Antonio, Holmgren only had 7 points and 3 rebounds against the Spurs in the last game. He's come out much more aggressive.
Fox with the step back three.
Well, he just got that high screen from Hartenstein, and you weren't up to touch on that. He's going to pull the trigger on it.
Castle with the putback. And San Antonio.
Well, he just got that high screen from Hartenstein, and you weren't up to touch on that. He's going to pull the trigger on it.
Castle with the putback. And San Antonio back in the lead by 1. Mark Jones courtside along with Jay Billis. Katie George joining us courtside as well. And this is the third meeting of the season between these two squads. And Jay.
Well, Oklahoma City's come out a lot more focused defensively than they did in that last game, going underneath on Stephon Castle. He pulls from the last beating that Oklahoma City took from the Spurs.
Castle with the contest, a little overzealous defensively.
Usually unguarded. The best time to shoot a three in basketball is after an offensive rebound.
Castle calls for the ball screen. Fox out of the corner, shooting a career-high 38%.
Well, Lou Dort has always been a little streaky, but he can get on a heater. He was 5 of 8 from 3 the last game these two teams played.
And Stephon Castle using the self-checkout line.
It's more like 7-6. You're talking about Wemby.
Castle inside, tried to dump it off to Cornette, didn't make it. And off the turnover, here come the Thunder. That's what turn you over and then score off of it. That time Williams unable to cash out, quickly to Castle. Castle with the deceleration step gets the layup. Those two have worked very well in the backcourt here in the early part of the season. Fox knocks down his second three ball. De'Aaron Martez Fox.
And that allowed SGA to get all the way to the rim.
Caruso, so valuable defensively, knocked it away for the steal. Here's Castle. Puts his head down, got to the rim, and draws the foul on Gilgeous-Alexander. So there we see some
powerful a guard as you're going to see, and he initiates that contact and plays through it.
There's no need to rush things, Mark.
Yeah, he has been seamlessly fitting back into the lineup.
He knows that if he's strong enough to get the shot up, he can go over the top of almost any defender. A beautiful move, just erased.
Castle elevates, and he got drilled by Dort.
Erased by Wembanyama.
You don't expect weak side defenders to be able to come across that far, right?
Well, that's the thing. It's not like that Victor Wembanyama is always camped out in the lane. He's not. But Jonesy, you have to think that San Antonio is ahead of schedule in what they expected this year. I know that Mitch Johnson, but this year all the pieces seem to be coming together to have a legit contender.
Castle with the cross tween and comes off. Hartenstein, good outlet up to Wiggins. Castle, Barnes catch and shoot. There's that 40% three-point range this year. Caruso having a tough time shooting the ball this afternoon. Rebounded by Dort, then stolen by Barnes.
Boy, OKC's going a long time now that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's back in the game. He's got to get going.
Under 3.5 to go. Fox with 17 to lead the way for the leaders. SGA with great defense and the steal. They got a 2-on-1, little sidestep, and one.
Now he's got to guard Wembanyama with those 2 fouls.
Wemby at the elbow. That one halfway down. Now Castle with the offensive rebound.
Now he's got to guard Wembanyama with those 2 fouls.
Wemby at the elbow. That one halfway down. Now Castle with the offensive rebound. Timeout, timeout. SGA out top. Drives it on Castle. And that's going to be a foul against Castle. Here's Castle around the screen. Holmgren picked him up. Tough shot by Castle. A little window shopping here around Christmas. Castle around the Cornette screen. Snakes the dribble. Finds Cornette. Wonderful discernment again by Castle, Jay. Castle up for Cornette. Boy, where have we seen that before? We gathered at Royal Marymount University and played some hoop and played some dominoes and got some meals and watched some movies, and looking for their first win of the season against San Antonio, who has defeated them the first 2 times. On the pick and pop, Barnes laces the 3 ball. Harper, who got downhill, had it stripped, and a 3-on-1 the other way. SGA, and he draws the foul from Castle. And it's shots like that that make you wonder about that wrist. Castle burrowing his way to the bucket and turns it over. Williams in the open court. Fox back in transition. Knocked away, and a foul going to go against Fox. He's got 5 in the ball game. Castle to Barnes, and they turn it over again on the same pass. Over to Caruso, working the dunker spot. Shot clock at 11. Caruso pulls, and it rims out to Castle. Castle off the screen. Working against SGA. He stayed down on the pump fake, and he laces the midi.